You're not wearing black and red, are you? You see a slightly stooped old man with a full grey beard and a... Okay, I'm not complaining that they're using the English spelling of grey, G-R-E-Y. I'm not complaining about that. But earlier they used the American spelling of G-R-A-Y, and okay, I'm not a fan of the American spelling because I'm British. I prefer the English spelling, but pick one. It's like, ugh. I probably wouldn't have noticed if it had been a different session. He wears a couple of shoulder guards as armour, and he keeps a helmet nearby. He smokes a pipe and carries a pouch of tobacco around his waist. He looks pretty strong, but he's a little plump and also appears to have some sort of breathing trouble. Well, now aren't you a sight, lad? Never I've seen so many scars blanketing a fella, like a scar cloak you're wearing. Where you been? Hanging out in a grain thresher? He laughs. Oh, I'm just jesting with you, lad. No offence meant, and I hope no taken. I'm Ebb. He extends his hand. Greetings, Ebb. His handshake is firm. Now I hereby tender my apologies for the unfair jesting, lad. Hope no hard feelings. Can I buy you a tankard or two, or something to smooth any ruffled feathers? Why not? It's a trap. That's a spirit, lad. Bide a moment. He rises to his feet and heads to the bar. After a moment, he returns to his seat with a pair of tankards. Here you go, lad. Drink up. He takes a massive swallow from his own tankard, puffs on his pipe, and says, "What can old Ebb do for you on this fine sigil day? Maybe I'm just incredibly kind of paranoid. I had some questions." Oh, well, I gathered that, just to look at you. I mean, you don't look like you're from round these parts, lad. You look a little too out of sorts to be a seasoned native. Ebb chuckles and takes another drink. So what can I help you with, lad? You need to know the lay of the land? Ah. Yes, tell me how the city and its environs work. It makes sense to follow that logic. Ebb laughs loudly. You don't think small, do you? If you want to know what's outside the city, go talk to Kendry in Ilborn, just there. He's the traveller of this part. As for the rest of it, well, I can tell you of the lady, the dabus, keys, and portals. The way we keep track of time, the way the city's laid out. What is it you wanted? City layout. Whew! Let me wet me tongue. He takes a pull from his tankard. The city floats about an infinitely tall spire. The spire. It lies on its side with a discarded wagon wheel, but there's no spokes in that connect it to the spire. It's divided into 6 wards, each of them with its own function. Right now, you're in the hive. I think the purpose of the hive is to be squalid to the rest of the city's grandeur. He laughs. Factions, philosophical clubs, or gangs if you prefer, divide up the running of the city between them. Were you in a faction? Ebb raises his hands as if to stop you and laughs. Oh, now, hold on, lad. I'm no has-been faction member, they say, and they're right that once you're one of the harmonium, you're a harmonium for life. We're the bloods that try and make sure the sigil stays out of trouble. No rocking the spire, no folks getting too over-enthusiastic about hurting each other, keeping the city down to a low roar. Try and keep the peace, lad. Most times we do a decent job. That's sigil. Let him go on again, so we go back, go on. The city's called the Crossroads of the Plains, and the City of the Doors and the Cage. It's got portals to all of creation, they say. And all manner of beasties coming through here to trade, call, kip, or opt from one place to another. Now that's just the quick version, lad. You'll have to experience the place itself. Portals. Sigil's called the City of Doors for a reason, lad. There's portals everywhere. Portals are, well, like doors that lead across the multiverse. Except they don't look like doors. Instead, they can be any bounded space. Window, door, pothole, picture frame, barrel loop, space inside scaffolding, a wardrobe. Each could be a portal waiting for just the right key to open it, take you someplace in the multiverse. Now keys, go on. Aye, each portal has a key you need to open it. Now, while portals can be any bounded space, keys have more variety. They can be anything from a little tune you hum when next to the portal, to dancing a jig, to being in the right mood, to having a piece of the place you want to go in your hand, and on and on. In my youth, I once convinced a girl that kissing a man beside it could open a portal to Arcadia. Turned out I was right, many trips to Arcadia did we have. Many portals probably have never been found. There's some you can uncover just by asking people and getting the right key. Finding out the dark of a portal is the toughest part. But I warn you, lad, portal hopping shouldn't be a pastime for a fellow in your way, nor should you be wandering sigil after dark, neither. You do best to stick to the main ways. An open peak, watch yourself. Other questions about sigil, I think. Time. The way we measure time in sigils by the brightness of the sky. See, we haven't got a sun and moon like most worlds. We just got this everlasting haze that brightens and darkens at regular cycles. What most folks call midnight, we call anti-peak. What they call noon, we call peak. See, it's based on the peak and anti-peak of the brightness. So when someone says something about 5 hours past peak, that's what they mean. Okay, anything else I want to know? Some of the questions. What other places can you recommend? Well, Ebb puffs on his pipe and studied you. This is perhaps the best kit you could have wandered into from the start. Judging by your tattoos, it might be possible having designs on your body, in which case there's a tattoo saloon a little spireward from here. You want to stay away from any dangerous angles if you can. Ignis torched that place not long ago, and ever since a bunch of bad bloods have set up their kip in that stretch of desert. Tattoo designer, it might be interesting to go... Ooh! 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 Maybe, I was thinking like, oh, maybe you can get like more tattoos and they give you certain perks. But we've got tattoos on us, haven't we? Like the notes on the back were tattooed on, weren't they? Suddenly I'm feeling a lot less confident. But maybe we can find out stuff about us from him or her. The tattoo person. Where be? I had some other questions. Do you know someone named Farad? Farad? Now, lad, what you be wanting with a bird like Farad? I think he stole some of my belongings. I don't know if I knew. Well, I probably did. Well, no, I need to meet him. But I think isn't he the one with my journal? I think he stole some of my belongings. Oh, no doubt, lad, no doubt. Ep grumbles, chewing on his pipe. You have to chain up everything around that grasping little spider. Should have been one of the fated the way anything not chained down slipped into his parlour. Don't give him a yard or take a league, eh? What do you know about him? Well, now, I don't know everything there is to know about old Farad, but I know some of the dark surrounding him. If you're determined to track down that spider and nail him to a wall, then I suppose I could spill some of the chance so you know what you're tangling with. He pauses to tamp his pipe. Farad dug his nest deep into Ragpicker's Square not too long ago, got a bunch of collectors and gangs together and started with what could almost consider a collecting faction, be that as it may be. Where can I find him now? Well, lad, if you're looking for Farad, which I would say is pretty balmy of you, you're a little off the beaten path. You won't be finding Ragpicker's Square. Chant is that Farad set up his kip somewhere in the square. Even an old fella like me, who's been around the ring a few times, doesn't know exactly where. I figure that Farad wants to keep the dark on his location dark. Alright? If you're bound and determined to find Farad, go to Ragpicker's Square and try and dig up Farad's location from some of the locals. Try and be careful about it, since there's plenty in the square that would make a gut harp out of you as soon as look at you. Other questions. Missing a journal. Missing a journal? Was there more to the journal than just pages and words? Otherwise I can't imagine too many bloods who would bother themselves with letters, unless it was really hot and spicy. Not much use for books on learning around here. Don't know why you might find such a thing. Ebb puffs on his pipe and he snaps his fingers. But, you know, lad, if Farad is the one who scraped you off the sigil street, then he might know the darker where your stuff is. It's most likely in his larder, if you ask me. Dead man usually in no position to keep his possessions when the collectors tumble across his body. Tell me about Farad. That just goes back around, doesn't it? Who are you then? So we've done these two. Who are you? Ebb Creekneys, third measure of the harmonium, now retired and being a tout with one's voice, since I don't step as lightly as I might these past 2 or 3 decades. He chuckles. Now lad, who be you and what trouble might you be in? Third measure of the harmonium? What makes you think I'm in trouble? Lad, no one has as many scars as you have, and isn't in some sort of trouble, either from himself or others. Ebb looks at you in mock reproach. What do you take old Ebb for? Blind? Ah, look, I'm a little weathered round the edges, but I've still got some sight and sense. Now what's dogging your heels to be causing so much trouble? I hope I can help you. Do I be honest? No, let's be honest. I woke up in the mortuary and seem to have forgotten who I am. Eh? Ebb blinks then frowns. What was that you said, lad? You woke up in the mortuary? Ebb studies you closely. Oh, now. Did they mistake you for the dead under all them scars, mayhap? Ebb chuckles. Can't say I would have been any smarter. Them dusties. I mean, them dustmen. Dusties being a rude term to refer to them pale-faced fellas, and I don't mean them too much disrespect. They've all the perceptions of friendliness of a gravestone sometimes, eh? Can't say I couldn't see them screwing that up, though. That's what I've heard. Other questions? What? No, never mind. I think that's it. Are we going to talk to Kandrian? You see a soft-looking man with gentle, far-staring eyes. He dresses in supple leather clothing and carries various implements of use and destruction about his body, such as ropes, spikes, I was going to say stakes for some reason, tinder boxes, and empty vials of air. He looks half gone, literally. There's an insubstantiality to his existence, as if his essence has been partially leached away. He focuses those eyes on you, and suddenly you find them gripping and determined. Greetings to you, O Seeker. Greetings. He carefully sets down the mug he's holding and gives you all his attention. I have seen the far reaches of the multiverse and returned to tell the tale. I have walked upon the bodies of dead gods and spun moonbeams in the astral ahead of 1,000 shrieking Githyanki knights. I have passed the edges of existence and watched my essence shiver away before me. What is it I can do for you? I had some questions. Perhaps I have answers for you. Perhaps I have answers for you. Speak, and I shall tell you. I met a woman named Ingress. Let's do this. This is why I've spoken to him. I met a woman named Ingress with very bad teeth. She said she had come through a portal from some world that was opened by a tune hummed near 2 crossed trees. Can you get her home? Pauses briefly, thinking. I know the portal of which you speak, though I have not travelled it these 30 years gone. I will take her home, Seeker. Go tell her to await my arrival, then meet me back here, and I will tell you if I was successful or not.
Updated my journal.
We may as well go and do that, considering we are going to have to come back and talk to him about whether it worked. And we're now up to three people in our team.
All right.
Oh, these are guys running, are they? Yeah, you're coming for me. I'm going to get you.
Damn it.
I assume that... Oh dear, this was a mistake. I'm assuming...
You see that?
And I might be wrong, but I'm assuming that the game will...
Yeah, okay.
Dirty rat. Okay. Dirty rat.
All right.
I'm wondering if you can accidentally stumble across a... Oh, this is probably where where they tried to lure me into a trap, wasn't it? That I've just accidentally stumbled into anyway. Oh no, I think it might have been there. Oh no, come on everyone.
All right.
We're a team. I was going to go around this way, wasn't I? I want to try and see if I can get these stuff. Ooh, I don't know. I'm going to save because I'm a little... New save. Save. Ooh, I have a new thing. How do I get to that? Oh, no, I've done the wrong thing. Statistics. I'm now neutral good. Yay! I want to see what alignment I get at the end of this. Yeah. No. I'm expecting lawful good in the end, but I might not. Oh, hello. Hello. Let's speak. The small, wiry thug is swathed in rags dyed red and black. He glances at you as you approach. Greetings. The man does not speak, he only glares at you. It doesn't look like he's the leader of the small man. Well, guy in the middle. Actually, let's get in between. And while I'm here, let's use one of those. This heavy-set thug is swathed in rags dyed red and black. He looks like he's made almost purely of muscle. He glowers as you approach. Greetings. And how can I help you, Governor? The man's face breaks into a sneer. Looks to me like you need a healer. You one of the ones who robbed a monk in the hive? Took his prayer bead necklace? Some soul with lines scrawled over his face? Claimed he could have put us all in dead book, yet let us bob him blind? Man gives a slow-toothed smile. Never even heard of such a sword, I haven't. Maybe you'd better give me the back his necks before I put you all in the dead book. I'll be watching where you be letting those threats fly, Governor. You let another one slip your tongue and I'll give you a second smile, Jig. Never mind, because I don't want to fight unless I have to. Because that's what we said. We said we wouldn't do it. Greetings. I have questions. For that, no time for asking and answering, Governor. You one of the ones who robbed the monk? Yep. Do I offer to buy it, or do I threaten him with the rest of the order? The problem is, that is a lie, and I don't think we'll be doing that. Perhaps we can come to an agreement. The necklace is of no value to anyone not of his order. Perhaps I could buy it from you. Nah, I'm attached to it, I am. Can't let it go, except for a hefty bit of coin. Say, 15 copper? How about 10? Ah, well, alright. It's an ugly thing anyway. Here you go. So we've gotten that now. So we just need to turn it back. Deliver the box to Coatra. Southeastern section of the hive. So we'll be around here somewhere, will he? Or she. I'm just kind of assuming these names, which is probably I shouldn't. Oh, you're still running away from me, aren't you? Gutter of some sort, please. Doesn't look like... Well, it looks like it might be a gutter, but it's...
Come on inside! Come see the Burning Man! He's on the street! You'll love it! You, sir, come on in!
Oh, my inventory's full. No! No, I want to keep that one. Actually, you could wear that, couldn't you? So apparently this guy's around here somewhere. I keep getting distracted by people with names. Because I do want to talk to them. I want to talk to everyone.
Probably the worst place we can be and Sigil at the worst time.
Probably. You see a young woman dressed in a tight leather bodice and leggings. Oh dear. She smells faintly of cheap perfume, and her face, though pretty, is painted with garish makeup. She smiles coyly as she sees you. Seeking some company, love? No, but I had some questions. Sorry, love. I don't stand here to answer the questions of passerby. Sure you wouldn't like a little company, hmm? No, farewell. Assume you're relevant to the quest later, then. So there's a fellow around here somewhere, although he might not be out because it's dark. Or he might be here. No, I don't need to kill you. No point. Fell. Not who I want to talk to either, but... You see a Dabus, but something about it... Is it Dabus or Dabus or whatever? But something about it strikes you as odd. It has the same shock of white hair... The same greenish cast to his skin, the same pair of goat horns. I suddenly realised that this one is walking on the ground, not floating. For some reason, it makes you uneasy. Try and strike up a conversation, see if you can translate what the creature is saying. You ask the Davos several questions, trying to get a feel for the rebuses that beat above its head. It is extremely patient throughout your discussion, giving you easy sentences to translate. After a few minutes, you start to get the hang of it. It feels like you've done this before. Maybe you can help me. Who are you? As you're about to ask, you suddenly realise you already know his name. Fel. As if in response, the Davos inclines his head slightly, and a lone symbol appears above its head. It is blurry at first, then resolves into a white oval with a black lightning bolt through it. I feel like I know you, Fel. Fel bows reverently, and a stream of symbols swirl about his head, rotating clockwise, then counterclockwise. It takes you a moment to translate. This is the first time, and not the first time, you have come to this place. Do you know who I am, then? That's probably... This is not the first time your body has been here, but you, this is the first time. Maybe it's something like that. Another series of symbols materialize quickly and sharply into focus above Fel's head. The translation comes to you just as quickly and sharply as the symbols themselves, and as if you have translated the exact same string many times before. Yes, but I am not permitted to tell your story. Why not?
Updated my journal.
For a moment, there is no response from Fel. Then a stream of rebuses appear as if trickling out of Fel's mind. My apologies. I cannot. I cannot change the nature of a man. You can't explain why, but the last sentence sends a crawling sensation through your skull. Nature of a man? What does that mean? The symbols that appear above Fel almost mirror the previous stream. My apologies. I cannot say. Cannot change the nature of a man. So what can change the nature of a man then? Okay. I see. I didn't the question. What lies beyond that curtain? A caravan train of symbols. You're the tattoo guy! Alright. A caravan train of symbols. It is my gallery. Your discarded skins are my canvas. I admire you. I am saddened for you. Why saddened for me? Another caravan of symbols forms around Fel, this time forming a circle. The mark of torment lies upon your flesh. Tragedies and loss have built themselves upon it. Like stones upon a foundation, you have endured great pain. What do you mean? A long stream of rebuses appear above his hells, then surround his arms like manacles. I admire you because you have never surrendered to the weight of these losses, despite the fact their chains hang on you still. Go on. Another long string of rebuses appear above Fel's head, then falls, covering him like a cloak. These losses blanket this life and all of your past ones. You shed lives like a molting serpent. You are exploring the infinite paths of life. Tell me more. A long stream of rebuses appear above Fel's head and fall suddenly to the floor, streaming out behind him like a shadow. Take with you this warning. Each of your lives cast a shadow on existence. You must travel to a place where these shadows have gone mad and regrets have scarred the earth. Okay, that is the second time we've heard something about going to a place where there's regrets. Because that was what Dianora said, is that we'd have to go somewhere with regrets. What was it, regrets? Or am I talking? Oh, I don't know. I think it was. Anything else that you can tell me? A brief series of paper-thin rebuses appear in an orderly row next to Fel, then vanish into glowing motes. Do not sign anything. Very well.